Hello and welcome to another episode of Hessy and Maven. I'm Justin.
I'm Raven.
And on this week's episode, I've decided to rip off something that I saw Ryan and... Hey, Jessica, please don't rip up my chairs. Thank you so much. Jessica, please. Jessica, please. Thank you so much.
Ryan and Shane do on Watcher.
Ryan and Shane did on Watcher. Yeah, they did top 5 favorite fictional foods, and they had on Brittany Broski, and I was like, oh, that's such an interesting idea.
Yeah.
And then in my research for checking this out, and I had talked to you and said, let's do an episode on this. You agreed. On my research, it feels like every website has a list.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is not that novel. Like, this is...
Yeah.
Ryan and Shane didn't come up with this idea.
No.
Like, this is like a thing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, shit. No, I guess that makes sense. There's like binging with Babish. His entire thing is he started because he was making meals from movies and TVs and
there's a bunch of TikTok accounts that do it
stuff
too.
like that. Yeah, so it's not as crazy as I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be really unique and stuff, but it is not.
She scratches on everything except the mushroom.
I know. I have a mushroom, a beautiful, giant, red-capped mushroom scratching post. I like go over to it too, and I like scratch it, and she's always very interested. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And then instantly is like, I'm gonna go scratch up your chair now. I'm like, God damn it, stop doing that. Drive me nuts. But
That's funny.
do you have any housekeeping items? Anything? Any questions? Anything you want to... Whoa, that hurt my leg. Sorry. She just climbed up my leg and it hurt.
I don't think so. I feel bad that our episodes are always late, but work is like killing me.
Yeah.
So I'm like dead all the time. I would love to quit my job and do this full time.
Seriously, we need more viewers, more listeners. You guys got to reach out to your friends and family. Get them to listen to us talk about random things.
Yeah.
So far, I've loved doing top 5 things. I really
It's
do
fun.
love doing that. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's like really makes me get a little introspective about
Yeah.
like why is this my top 5?
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping to explore again today. But speaking of which, I wanted to I did have a couple people sort of respond in. Actually, speaking of which, let me check the Gmail account and see if anybody's reached out. Probably not. So I have a couple of fun things.
Okay.
So we did an episode on top 5 favorite animals. That was a pretty popular one. Here are 2 of our... Well, it's really like one of our listeners.
Okay.
My friend Luna.
Okay.
And then another one, their top 5. And by another one, I mean Luna's daughter, Athena. But 2 listeners. Oh, goodness. Please.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. It was Satchmo warning. There will be some blowing of noses. Satchmo is a really interesting deep cut. Because I feel like a lot of people know who Louis Armstrong is. Famous trumpet player. He sings the skies are blue, red and blue.
Just like that, too.
Just like that. And not many people know that his nickname was Satchmo.
Yeah.
And that's just the thing.
It's also my nickname.
I'm going to have to... Oh, yes, it is. Because when you blow your nose, it sounds like absolute... Like... It sounds crazy.
Yeah.
We did get a request to have a guest on. AG Flitcher. Listen, brother, I got your email. We're strongly considering it, but we do have a list of like friends and family, like close friends and family that we want to have on as guests first before we open it up to the public, if you will. But you're on the list, dude. I have it starred and everything like that. I will respond to this email right now. Hey, brother, got your email. This is happening in real time.
This is an interesting choice that you've made.
Friends and family first. But I have your information saved and will reach out when it all works out.
While you're typing that, I told all my work to be prepared because I am planning a vacation in June.
Oh, very good.
Where I want to take like I'm slowly trying to save up for it, and I want to take like 10 days off of work, like actual vacation.
Yeah, that's legit. Where are you gonna go? Florida?
Yep, right to Disney.
Right back to Disney.
No, I wanted to go. So my original plan was I wanted to go to another country.
Oh, sick, dude.
So
I gotta get my fucking passport.
I do too. I had an appointment the other day and I didn't show up because I think I forgot or I had other stuff going on for the thing in the mall.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you have to make an appointment.
Good to know.
So I might still
really have to figure that out.
I need to get my passport anyway, so I still have to do that. So another country is still up in the air. But recently I saw like a TikTok or a commercial, probably a TikTok, of like wellness resorts, like in Colorado, like the mountains of New Mexico and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa.
The mountains of New Mexico. That's where you would go? Get out of my coffee.
But if it's a wellness resort.
Oh, a wellness resort.
That's what I'm talking about. A resort where you go, like the episode of Gilmore Girls, where you walk in and you have every day planned of like massages, facials,
okay.
pools.
The episode with where it's Lorelai and her mom and Emily. Yeah. Okay, cool.
And that sounds like the vacation I need.
I immediately thought of the retreat place, the silent retreat place that they go to in Fleabag.
Oh.
Where it's like you're really just like cleaning somebody else's house but doing it in silence. Which is kind of what they do in Eat, Pray, Love as well.
Oh, I've never seen Eat, Pray, Love.
Oh my God, you've never seen it?
No, I know. It's on my list of movies to watch. Someone told me once it was boring and I just like never got around to watching it.
It's not boring.
I know. I love Julia Roberts, so I do have to watch it.
You do have to watch it.
But yeah, so I might look into some wellness.
I think that's a good idea.
Resorts.
Really recharge.
Just to see what's up.
Yeah,
but I do want to go to another country because I haven't been to another country since I was 14. So
yeah, Paris.
I would.
France.
Yeah,
and my memories. As I said Paris, I was like, that's a city.
My memories are faint. I did not bring home the best souvenirs.
Agree to disagree.
For myself.
Oh.
I have like blurry metro tickets and receipts from places I went.
Yeah.
For me to look back on.
You got to get into scrapbooking, dog.
And yeah, but no one wants to look at a scrapbook that's just receipts.
No, you're right.
So like I didn't save the right stuff because I was 14. And I remember a lot of walking on cobblestone and Alyssa and I just crying because our feet hurt so bad.
Oh my gosh.
And then Alyssa's aunt her Aunt Helen came with us as a chaperone. And I remember one day Alyssa and I wanted to walk from our hotel to like a little grocery store that was like a couple blocks over. And we were like gonna go, and Alyssa's aunt and like one other chaperone were like, no, like you can't go alone, like bring someone with you. And we were like, okay. And they were like, how about this boy, this a little bit older than you boy who also came on the trip, take him with you. And then we had to go with him. I think his name was Jesse, and his face was very red. I remember that too, and we all hated the experience, and it was so awkward. And I remember that my French was so bad when on this trip. In the grocery store, I bought what I thought was juice, and I was so excited to like go and just like have this delicious French fruit juice. And it was just like the syrup. It was just syrup that you use to make like probably like cocktails or something. And I like poured it out, and it was like so thick that I couldn't drink it.
Wow.
Yeah, not that many other memories.
That stinks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I've never been outside the country. Not Canada, not Mexico.
Yeah, I really want to.
I'm only mentioning them because they're close. But I've never been Epcot is as good as it gets for me.
Yeah.
And my experience abroad. And that makes me sad. I really, really want to go. It's just so expensive. And
I know.
I'm really trying to do the podcast and like writing and stuff. And that's not taking off.
Yeah.
It's not a money maker in the beginning. So it's just been, yeah. But anyway. So, the listeners and their top 5 favorite animals. I just want to go over them really quickly. So, this is from, looks like somebody named Luna. Just kidding. Luna's a really good friend. Her top 5, I'll go from 5 to 1. Number 5, hawks.
Okay.
I like a good hawk. I like hawks because it reminds me of the farm, and it reminds me of Dad.
Yeah.
Because of red-tailed hawks.
Yeah.
That we used to always get. Number 4, hyraxes. That's plural.
What is that?
Singular would be a hyrax.
Sounds like a dinosaur.
Give it a goog. It's awesome. No, it's a little rodent.
Oh.
It's a cute little mountain rodent. Hyrax. Hyrax.
Oh, they're pretty cute.
Yeah, they're pretty cute.
Okay.
Number 3, meerkats.
Yeah, that's good.
Meerkats are good.
I like that they stand on everything.
They do stand. I love that they stand and look like
Yeah.
Jessica's doing right now.
Yeah.
Number 2, frogs. I thought that was an interesting kind of...
That's interesting because I meet more people who don't like frogs. I feel like that's very common for people.
And stuff, yeah.
Frogs used to pop up on my house in Florida all the time. Like I would just come home from work and like walk past my deck had like a railing and there would always be like they look like little tree frogs just chilling.
I remember growing up and being told that if you touched frogs or toads, you would get warts.
Yeah.
And being so afraid to get warts.
Yeah, I do remember being told that, but I like to hold frogs.
Same.
So
they're good. And then her number 1, koalas.
Our dad also said koalas.
Yeah, Dad also said koalas.
Interesting.
I really do like a koala. Koalas are good.
Yeah.
Dad also said, I'm just throwing this out in here before I give Athena's list, which is also quite good.
Yeah.
Dad also said platypuses.
Yeah.
Platypi. I love a platypus.
They always remind me of
Dad.
him.
Yeah, 100%.
And I don't think I've ever seen one in person.
I don't think I have either.
I don't think any of the zoos that we frequented had platypus.
No, they're quite rare.
Yeah.
It's a monotreme. It is one of the very few egg-laying mammals.
They're cute.
They look like a fucking science experiment.
Yeah, they do.
It's like a duck and a beaver and a duck and a beaver. Yeah. I'm realizing it's really just those two.
Yeah. It is like a duck mixed with a beaver.
It is crazy though. And then they're also like highly poisonous or venomous, I guess. I don't know.
They're wild
because they have that barb on their back leg. Crazy. Okay. Athena's list again from 5 to 1. Cats.
Yeah.
I thought that was good. It's a little vague. We didn't go into detail. Athena's like, gosh, I don't know how old she is exactly. Please excuse me. But I think she's like 10, maybe 9 or 10. Cats. What does that mean? Are we talking big cats? Are we talking house cats? Or just cats in general?
Probably just cats in general.
The feline persuasion.
Yeah.
Possible. Number 4, horses.
Okay.
That seems like a little girl thing to pick.
Yeah.
That just seems fun and awesome.
My friend Aaron Bloodgood, will sometimes, when someone sends you a TikTok and then you watch it for just a second too long and then it just floods your For You page.
Yeah.
Of that topic.
Yep.
My friend Aaron Bloodgood will sometimes send me a TikTok that I will see that there's a horse in it and I won't watch it because I refuse to have horse TikTok on my For You page. But shout out to horses.
Yeah, horses are great. We grew up again on a farm.
Yeah.
We
they have a very distinct smell.
They have a very distinct smell. They have their own personalities. Like each horse is a little bit different.
Dad used to chase one with a shovel.
Used to chase one with a shovel
because it was rude.
Because it was a rude horse.
Yeah.
Storm.
Yeah.
Is that what that one's name was?
Yeah.
And then we had Queenie for a long time.
She
Queenie
was 1,000 years old.
She was great though.
Yeah,
she was so sweet.
Yeah,
and so nice. And then I remember Mo had a Clydesdale named Attila.
Oh, yeah,
like Attila
I do remember that.
And it used to fucking break through electric fences.
Yeah, it was
and just
huge.
roam. It was so big.
Yeah.
Like, I just remember always being like, this is the biggest horse I've ever seen.
Yeah, Attila was huge. I forgot about that.
Have you
now
ever
Mo
known...
has a miniature pony that I named Betsy Ross.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to Aunt Pat's farm in Wisconsin?
I feel like, yeah, someone touched the electric fence.
No, that was when we were at Grandma's house. That was Allison was reaching over the fence and her
underarm
flab swung and hit it. God, I can't stand it.
I feel like I have a memory of walking on like a dusty, long driveway.
That was the farm that was behind Grandma's house.
Oh, okay, then probably not.
Because she had this neighbor who went by Red, I think.
Okay.
Which is like the most country thing ever to be like, old Red's farm. Okay. And Red was like on a vacation and Grandma had to take care of the horses. And Grandma loved it.
Yeah.
She's like obsessed with horses.
Yeah.
But yeah, Aunt Pat's farm, Aunt Pat used to have a horse, although I don't think it was a horse. I think it was a mule or something. It was like some kind of weird hybrid.
Okay.
It made Attila look small.
Oh, wow.
It was actually like the biggest fucking horse I've ever seen.
Oh,
like
yeah. I have no memory of that.
Unreal. Okay, so number 4 for Athena, horses.
Okay.
Number 3, and I love this pick, hyenas.
Oh, it's good.
Hyenas are good.
Hyenas can be scary. That's why it was my animal companion in the character creation episode.
Hyenas are fun. I like them a lot. I like their weird laughter and stuff like that. I love how they were portrayed in Lion King. Yeah, very fun. Number 2, a rare animal indeed, the narwhal.
Oh, that's a good one.
Narwhals are good.
I always get goosebumps when I see videos of narwhals.
Oh, it feels otherworldly.
Yeah.
It feels like that's not a real animal.
Yeah.
Like, that's why, like, I give people a break if you ever see, like, a TikTok or it's, like, a clip on a podcast and someone's like, narwhals aren't real.
Yeah.
And their friends are like, dude, they're real.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I understand where he's coming from.
Right.
Like, I get why you would think narwhals are fake
real.
because they seem crazy.
Yeah.
But okay. And then number 1, crocodiles.
Oh, hell yeah. She knows what's up.
She knows what's up. Crocodiles are cool.
Crocodiles are amazing. I hope that her mom lets her watch The Crocodile Hunter.
She probably does because
it's a fantastic show.
I was talking to Luna about these old school things that we used to watch.
The animal shows?
Like the animal shows.
Yeah.
And she said that she used to watch a lot of Crocodile Hunter growing up. Luna, I mean.
Yeah.
Used to watch a lot of Crocodile Hunter.
Yeah. There's also a show that
that
Steve and Terry did called, I think it's called Croc Files. It's just as good as Crocodile Hunter.
Crocodiles.
Yeah, it's so good.
Heck yeah. Cool. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. But now, let's get into our top 5 fictional foods. Now, here are the criteria that I at least thought we should kind of play by, these rules. Is it something that's in a TV show, a movie, a book, cartoon, something of that nature, and you don't necessarily, you maybe could figure out a way to do it in real life. For example,
I let Josiane?
Yes, you can let Josiane, because Josie and the cat are good.
Hi, baby.
Yeah, Josie and the cat are friends.
Okay.
They're good. Just make sure that she doesn't like the cat food or something crazy. So these are definitely things that sometimes a company will be like, oh, they featured this in the cartoon. Kids are going to love this. Let's make it into a real thing. Yeah. And they do that. And then you also get like things where it's like they're making something that's kind of normal, but in the cartoon or movie,
just looks amazing.
It's that much better and it's heightened, and that's why it makes the list.
Yeah.
And then there are also things that are like actually impossible.
Yeah.
And for example, I'll mention one that I know for a fact is not on your list. The fizzy soda from the original Willy Wonka.
Oh, yeah.
So like they drink the soda
and they
it
float.
Makes you float up, and then they decided, You know what we should put in the room where the floating soda is? A deadly fan on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Hopefully people can burp.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's like my list. My list, there's like a lot of these things either have been made into real products, or someone on Pinterest was like, here's what I think how you would do it.
Only 2 of mine could be real in real life.
Really? Okay. So I have 2 that can't be real. Mm-hmm. And all other 3 are very possible.
Okay.
Okay. So let's get into it. We're going to start with number 5. We'll go back to number 1 like always.
Okay.
My number 5 is probably the one that I want the most, low key. Mm-hmm. But because it's such a kind of normal thing. Yeah. And it's only by the animation that it made the list. Okay. Never has a normal, basic ass food been made to look so god dang appetizing. Okay. Is it okay if I start?
Yes.
Okay. Number 5 is essentially, I've been trying to look up like more specifically what it is, but I'm pretty sure that it's just bacon and eggs from Howl's Moving Castle.
The bacon does look so good.
It is like a thick cut bacon. Yeah. It could even be like pork belly kind of thing. Yeah. And then just fried eggs in the bacon grease.
And it looks so good.
Cooked with the help of calcifer. Mm-hmm. And it just looks incredible. Mm-hmm. Now, Miyazaki, Studio Ghibli, you could pick any fucking movie. Yeah. Most of them have a food scene in them. And most of them look incredible.
I know the ramen from Ponyo was one that popped up on a lot of lists, and it does look incredible, but then like it's always like you make ramen like at home in real life and you're like, it does, I mean, it's good, but it's not Ponyo good.
I know, that's because we're also, as Americans, we're so used to like instant ramen. Yeah. And it's just like never as good. Yeah. And then you have like you hear about like ramen houses, like nice actual places where you would go to sit down. You pay $20 for a bowl of ramen, and you're like, this should be 25 cents. Like, why is this so much? And then you have it, and you're like, oh, yeah, this ramen and the top ramen that I have at college, they're two different things. Yeah. But yeah, I had to pick this. I just think it looks, ouch, it looks so good. Now, again, this is something that you could easily just make your fucking self. You just throw bacon in a cast iron pan, have it sort of melt down, and then, or like the fat render out, and then you just crack a couple eggs in there and fry eggs. But it just, man, it looks good. And that little, like, he was one of the characters that I said I wanted to be if I was in Howl's Moving Castle.
The apprentice?
The little boy, yeah. He goes ham on that fucking no pun intended. He goes ham on that bacon and eggs. He's just gobbling it down. It's so funny.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so that's my number 5. I just, like I said, the animation style is really what sells that one for me. So even though it's like a really normal, it's nothing like magical or that crazy, I had to include it. Oh, okay. Jessica wants to play. JoJo, not so much.
Oh my god.
All right, but that's my number 5. What's your number 5?
This might surprise you.
Oh, I'm very excited.
But anytime I ever watch this, I always wanted to try it, even though I would try it in real life, but I might not like it in real life, but I still want to try it because of this. Okay. The crawfish from Scooby-Doo Zombie Island.
Oh my god, dude. That's such a good pick. I know exactly what you mean.
When they have, when Shaggy and Scooby have it's so good. They have that giant ass pot and they're just throwing back crawfish. Yeah. And it just like the whole time you're like, they're enjoying it so much. You're like, man, I bet that shit is so good.
I bet that shit is so good. I bet
it's so good. They're all about it.
I know. It does look so good.
To this day, like I know crawfish, like when I look at it in real life, I'm like, it's like scary because there's a face and I don't know how to eat it.
They're like mini lobster shrimp.
Yeah. But that scene from Scooby-Doo Zombie Island always made me want to eat it.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's like one of the reasons I was so excited to eventually try my hand at cooking my own, like, it wasn't crawfish because crawfish isn't like readily available in New Jersey,
Right.
go figure. But it's 100%. Like if I ever get to Louisiana,
Yeah.
it's happening.
It's something
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's where I'd like to try it too.
And you see people do it, and they're sucking the juice out of their heads, and you're like, I don't know if I could do all that, but
they're
want
all about
to try
it.
so
Like,
bad.
yeah.
And it really does come from that episode.
Yeah.
Or that movie, rather.
Yeah.
Where they're in Louisiana, and it's like a staple
Yeah.
there. Oh my gosh.
That's my number
Wow.
5.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Okay. My number 4 is something that sort of exists in the real world, and then also the way that it's prepared is impossible.
Okay.
Right now, at least, with the technology that we have.
Okay.
Instant McDonald's from Spy Kids.
And
there are a lot of examples of this type of thing in other movies and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Back to the Future 2, there's a scene where they're in the future, obviously, at this part. And Marty McFly's mom, or maybe it's his wife at the time, actually, throws a little tiny pizza like this big into a thing and closes it, clicks a button, immediately opens it, and it's an entire Pizza Hut
I love that.
pizza. Things like that, I've always just been like, God, could you imagine?
I grew up very much a McDonald's girly. Like, mommy and daddy used to have to, like, bribe me with McDonald's french fries in order to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Explains a lot about me to this day, probably. But when I first saw that in Spy Kids, when she makes the instant McDonald's,
Yeah.
I remember being like, my life will never be good because I can't have that. Like, that's the only thing I want.
It really is insane.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I forget exactly what she does in order to even make it, because I think it's Carmen who actually does it.
Yeah.
Scene. Yeah, it's like a microwave.
Yeah.
It's like a microwave, and she
Put something in it, like a
puts
paper or
something in, yeah, and then closes it, and it's instantly done.
Yeah.
Opens it up, and it's like a full meal. Like it has,
It's like a
Big Mac.
and-
It has the
yeah.
fries. Like it's like literally everything. It just so cool.
Yeah.
Like just
Those
to have
movies
that
deserve a
Spy Kids
rewatch.
microwave. I want to rewatch them so bad. Do you know how furious I was when I was on Netflix?
They have like
Spy
the fourth
Kids
one or
came up,
something.
and it's the freaking fourth one.
Yeah, the one with Jessica Alba, and you're like, this
don't-
is not the shit I want.
Yeah, no.
Only
offense,
the first
Jessica
through the
Alba.
third one is acceptable.
Do I care about? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I want to watch them so bad.
Yeah.
We should rewatch them.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I've seen Spy Kids.
Yeah.
Especially the second one, which I used to be obsessed with because I love animals so much.
Isn't it like Steve
And I
Buscemi?
love Steve Buscemi plays
Yeah.
the mad scientist
Yeah.
kind of guy, and he combines animals.
Yeah, has all the
where he
creatures.
takes two animals and combines them, and I've always been like, oh my god, I
Yeah.
want to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this one is more technology based because it's really the microwave that I need.
Yeah.
But
it's good.
I mean, I'm a sucker for convenience, man. I wish I wasn't. I wish I had a little more backbone when it came to. And sometimes I'm good when it comes to like cooking. You know this, right?
Yeah.
Like I'll
You're
marinate
better than
something
me. I
for
hate
24 hours,
cooking.
and I'll like do things. I'll slow cook this and
Yeah.
saute that or whatever. And then there are other times where I'm like, I know that Wawa's down the road.
Yeah.
I'm door dashing it a sub.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, I really hit the full spectrum.
Yeah. I get that.
Speaking of spectrum, you mentioned Aaron sending you. This just made me think of it.
Horse TikToks?
Horse TikToks,
Yeah.
and you don't want to watch them because then it'll fill your page.
Yeah.
Caitlin sends me TikToks of people with on the spectrum,
Yeah.
and she'll send it to me and go, "Why is TikTok showing me this?" And I'm like, "Probably because you're engaging with it and sending it to your friends.
Yeah.
Stop sending me videos of people."
Emotional videos
with Down
of
syndrome
people that have Down
who
syndrome.
are doing
yeah.
amazing things, and it's like,
Yeah.
that's great. I'm not trying to bag on the video
Yeah.
or the person or whatever.
Yeah. But then your whole For You
I
page is
cannot
emotional
have my
videos.
entire For You page
Yep.
be like people overcoming things. I need it to be dumb, silly, laughable videos.
It happens with Mommy. Mommy will send me a video of like
politics or something.
No,
she sends me
videos of like dog drowning in river gets saved by somebody, and I'm like, I can't look at a dog drowning in a river. I know it gets saved, and I can't look at it.
Seriously. Or like the ones where it's like, wait till the end to see how this dog recovers from its years of abuse.
Yeah.
And it's like, here's a dog with no skin because it's been killed. Yeah. But by the end of this 3-minute TikTok, it's fluffy again.
Yeah, and then
like,
if I watch it, my whole For You page will be that, so I can't.
I can't even do it.
No.
Okay, so my number 4, instant McDonald's.
From Spy Kids?
Yeah, Spy Kids.
Good, very good. My number 4 is Monica's Candy from the Christmas episode of Friends.
That one almost made my list.
First of all, I love that episode.
Yeah, it's great.
And they don't even really show you the candy.
I know you.
Like, you don't see what it looks like. You just see Monica with like flour all over her face.
Yeah.
So you have no idea what this candy is, but everyone fucking wants it. Like, the whole building.
The whole building.
It's just like at the door.
Her up at 5 a.m. to make more.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And like, I love the scene where they open the door and the whole fucking building is there, and Joey is in the back like, we want candy. Chandler's like, Joey.
So funny.
But it just, the way people describe it, like, it sounds so good. Like, the one lady says it sounds like it tastes like little drops of heaven. And I'm like, oh my God, I gotta try Little Drops of Heaven.
I know. It does.
So that one had to make my list because I love all the Christmas episodes of Friends. I love that episode.
Friends is
And they make it sound so good.
I know. And the fact that it's like kind of a mystery.
Yeah.
I don't really know what it is. I imagine it's some kind of caramel, but I don't know.
It could be. Or like fudge.
Do we even really see it?
You don't see it.
So weird.
I know. She just puts it in like a thing on her door, and you see her like making like in the oven.
Monica's such an interesting character. It's not often that somebody is both good at cooking like more savory.
Yeah.
And then also like a pastry chef who can just make fucking candy.
Yeah.
It's not often. Usually
Monica
you
can
specialize in one thing. Of course Monica can.
Yeah.
She's borderline neurotic.
Yes.
I mean, because that's the funny part of the episode too, is that even though it's like killing her to make it, the attention that she's getting and like
she's like, I have to be liked. Yeah, they love me.
She loves praise.
Yeah, because she grew up fat. It's very relatable.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, that's real. Holy shit.
Yeah, I know. It'd be like that.
Friends is deep sometimes.
All right, what's your number 3?
Okay. My number 3 is the secret sauce from Good Burger.
Don't eat this, Jojo. This I think is something. I think Good Burger is something that I've seen snippets of, but like, and we grew up with it obviously, but I never actually like. Yeah. Is it a movie?
So it is a movie.
I never actually watched it.
It started as a skit on All That.
Okay.
Oh
yes.
All That.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Keenan and Kel.
Yeah.
They did this. They've done skits. It was mainly Kel. And he would play this kind of dumb idiot who would just be like, "Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?" And I just remember the song that he would sing, like when he was getting in the shower, and he's like, "I'm a dude. She's a dude. We're all dudes." It was really funny. But yeah, pretty much. So it's just like a normal burger place, like Wendy's or McDonald's or whatever, right? And it's called Good Burger. And then there's like a lunch break. And they're on this lunch break. Josie, are you getting terrified? And on the lunch break, Keenan goes up to Kel because Kel has this jar of orange sauce.
Okay.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, this is my secret sauce. Like I put it on my fries and I put it on." His character's name is Ed in the show, or in the movie or whatever. And he's got a jar of this orange sauce, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I do this sauce, blah blah blah." and he like has it and kind of like puts it upside down so that it's open on this side, and he goes like this to get some out, and it squirts on Keenan's face.
Oh my God.
And he like tastes it, and he's like, wait a minute, like this is so good. And it's around that time that Mondo Burger is opening up across the way, and Mondo Burgers are like bigger and all this dumb stuff, whatever. So the secret sauce ends up being like how they can save their business from the evil corporate company or whatever. But yeah, it's this orange sauce. It looks delicious, and I've always wanted it. It might just be... This is one of those things that, like, Pinterest, you can find recipes.
Okay.
Of different... But it's also, like...
Yeah.
I know that Kel in the show, there's a couple times where, like... Because he's meant to be kind of a dum-dum.
Right.
There's times where even, like, the evil corporate people are like... Hey, so, like, what's in your secret sauce? And he's like, oh, yeah, it's, like, fucking...
Yeah.
And he just starts telling him, and then Keenan has to be like, shut up, it's a secret.
Oh, my God.
But it just always looked really good. It was, like,
Okay.
one of those things that made it... I wanted to try it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, my... You're watching them eat it, and you're like, oh, I can't. It's the same as the Scooby-Doo thing. I mean, that's the whole point of these lists. Yeah. You're watching them eat it, and you're like, God, I want to fucking try that. I bet it's so good. And I'm a sucker for just, like, a burger.
Yeah.
Like, every once in a while when you're in the mood for a burger, it's just, like, it fucking hits.
Oh, yeah. Some really do.
And burgers are one of those things that's, like, it's kind of hard to make a bad burger. You know what I mean? Like, you go to a barbecue at someone's house and they're serving fucking hockey pucks, and you're like, honestly, good. Yeah. I'm still into it. Yeah. It's not as good as I've had better burgers, but even a bad burger is decent. It's like pizza.
It's still fine.
So that's my number 3.
Very, very good. Very good, very good.
Yeah, I am interested to see maybe what kind of what Pinterest is saying about this.
The secret sauce?
Secret sauce. Yeah. It really sounds like people are just assuming that it's like the Big Mac sauce. Yeah. And that they're just doing that pretty much.
Why is Olive barking?
Probably because she needs to go outside.
Oh my God. My number 3 is the candies from Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban that make them do animal sounds.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly
They're
what
in
you're
the
talking
common
about.
room. They're in their room. And Ron does the lion sound. And Harry just like explodes with steam. I think. Like a train.
Yeah. And then Seamus,
the
I think,
lamest.
does a monkey.
Yeah. I thought that was so cool.
Yep.
Like when you first brought this up, I like thought of that immediately. Like the little candies that... Because that's so fun.
It would be so fun.
Yeah. There's like a lot of things, obviously, from Harry Potter that I would love to try. Like
100%.
All the pumpkin juice I'd probably love. Like all the feasts that pop up in the Great Hall. Like obviously delicious.
Yeah, there's
but
a lot
I just
of
feel
Harry
like
Potter.
Those would be so fun.
I know. I thought about butterbeer. Just because
butterbeer, but I've had like the real world butterbeer before.
I don't think that it's more legit though. I want Harry Potter. I want to like in the world. I want their butterbeer. Yeah.
I get that.
But because it's
fire
alcoholic,
whiskey,
isn't it? Isn't it alcoholic
in Harry Potter world? I think it is.
It's supposed to be, right? But in Universal, I mean, you might be able to order it with like a shot of butterscotch vodka or whatever it is.
But the regular one is not alcoholic.
Yeah. I mean, it's delicious.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah.
Because butterscotch is fucking delicious.
I know.
I love butterscotch, man.
Yeah, me
when
too.
we used to go to Old Country Buffet.
They had butterscotch sauce.
They had butterscotch sauce as opposed to caramel sauce.
Yeah.
And butterscotch sauce. And I would take the little bowls and I would put butterscotch in the bottom and then soft serve ice cream. This is me doing the motions. And then more butterscotch on top, more ice cream. And I would layer it and it would just be like... By the end, I'm just like eating butterscotch.
Old Country Buffet had the best French fries. They were so crispy and delicious, and they had great fried chicken.
Honestly, I've almost only heard bad things about Golden Corral, but because it's like the only fucking buffet place, I want to go to a buffet.
I know. I would like to.
I miss buffets. I want to eat a million things.
Yeah, I'll go to Golden Corral. I think it's a popular destination amongst the elderly.
So is Old Country Buffet.
But yeah, I'm down.
Because we would go before a movie and it would be 4 p.m. and old people are like, supper.
Yeah.
This is my supper.
Okay,
And
I hear my dog
supper.
suffering.
I know.
So what's your next one?
Number 2 for me, it's kind of a twofer, but it's from the same thing. It's from Rugrats, Reptar bars.
A good one.
And then I wrote / cereal.
That's a good one. I did always want to try Reptar bars.
Reptar bars looked really fun. They looked like chocolate. On the inside, some kind of green slime shit that turns your tongue green.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just look super fun. So this is one of those things, like I said in the beginning, they made these. Like, you can buy Reptar bars.
Yeah.
But it's never the same. Like, does it actually turn your tongue green? I don't really know.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it's never going to be.
And when they make, I feel like sometimes when they make candy and stuff, like from TV shows and movies, like they make cactus juice, like from Avatar: The Last Airbender. That Sokka drinks and he like goes crazy.
Right.
But I think it's just like, it's like colored
just the
Sprite
marketing.
or something.
Yeah,
like
it's
like so
just
cheap. Like it's just the
exactly.
So the Reptar bars they make are like the cheapest, like advent calendar chocolate, and you're just
I know. Yeah, that's why I'm like, no, I in the world, I want the real one.
Yeah.
Same thing with Reptar cereal.
Yeah.
Monster
We have to go back
flavor in every bite.
I want to go back to the Nickelodeon theme park and like actually go to the theme park because I want to see like what kind of stuff they sell there.
I know. I want to see a gift shop kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's my number 2. Reptar bars,
Okay.
Rugrats. Rugrats is a huge part of my childhood.
Yeah.
Fucking love Rugrats.
Yeah.
Reptar was its own thing inside of.
Yeah.
That for some reason, inexplicably, these babies loved Reptar.
Yeah.
And I just think that's kind of fun. But
I want to apologize to the listeners for the last couple episodes and this episode and probably the next couple for us rushing at the end. I hate it and I hate feeling rushed, but my dog and Jesse's cat are not acclimated to each other yet. So my dog just sits outside. Olive just sits outside the door and cries and cries and cries, and it makes me so sad. And I don't want to rush, but I feel so bad for her that I have to go back to her.
yeah.
So hopefully, eventually soon, we'll be able to not do this.
It's really just a matter of getting them used to each other. But it's
know.
like, it's tricky because like my cat, you can't really hold her.
Yeah.
And I feel bad putting her inside of her little carrier bag.
Yeah.
And having her be exposed that way because then she feels trapped. And like, I don't think that's a good way to do it.
No.
And we currently don't have any like gates
that
work. Like we have gates because when Olive first came with JoJo, but then the gates for some reason
look
are
for
broken
something on
and don't
Thursday.
really work, and so I have to build these weird walls of Savannah's baby toys and stuff.
I'm gonna look for a gate so that they can have something to smell each other through, and hopefully this will be faster.
Jessica wants to be friends.
I know. Olive is the problem.
She's like literally reaching under the door with her paws.
Okay, my number 2.
Number 2
is the perfect candy from Jimmy Neutron, also called Crunch Time. And I did pull up photos for reference to make you remember.
Wow, what a freaking... I just typed in perfect candy and Jimmy Neutron comes up.
Yeah.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah, there's an episode of Jimmy Neutron where I think they all make candy or something, and Jimmy makes the perfect candy.
Oh my god.
That has like every flavor that you can think of. It's like
so funny.
It's like salty. There's like a thing. Oh, the 10 flavors Jimmy uses for his perfect candy are chewy, gummy, nutty, sweet, sour, salty, spicy, tangy, fruity, and fudgy. All in one candy. And it's called Crunch Time, is what he calls the candy.
Crunch Time.
And I remember wanting that candy so bad.
That's
like,
really funny.
It was like, I have to eat that candy.
I honestly forget about this show sometimes.
I used to love Jimmy Neutron.
Same. I mean, I remember seeing the movie in theaters.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I remember, but I know that it was in theaters, yeah.
Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius started as a movie.
Yeah.
And then became a TV show on
Yeah.
Nickelodeon. And it is crazy looking back at some of these graphics. Because at
Yeah,
the
I know.
time,
The
you were
graphics
like,
are crazy.
These are the best.
Yeah.
This is as good as animation will ever get.
No, I loved the show. I still reference it because in one episode, actually, he might be like a recurring character. There's a villain who's a guy who can never finish anything. I forget what his name is, but he does everything half. Like, he'll do half and then stop, and then do something else and then stop. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I thought that was a Captain Underpants villain for some reason. God, I used to be obsessed with Captain Underpants.
Villain who can't finish anything. Calamitous is determined to get Jimmy to finish his projects for him because he can't finish anything himself.
Oh, wow.
Professor Calamitous was once a brilliant little boy, but he could never finish anything, from food to his sentences. Like, he'll stop a sentence halfway through because he can't finish anything. And that reminded me of me because I have such a tendency to start stuff and then not finish it.
That's so funny.
Yeah, love Jimmy Neutron, but the perfect candy, that shit was legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my number 2.
That's a really good one. All right, on to our number 1s. These are the top fictional foods that we wish were real and that we would love to eat. Now, so far we haven't had any overlaps.
Yeah.
Let's hope that it stays that way.
I think it's going to.
I think it's going to also. Because my number 1 are... It's another bit of a twofer. 2 for 1. Because both parts of this are in the same show. One part of it makes a special appearance in one specific episode.
Okay.
Jessica, please stop. Please stop. You're clawing my shirt and it's making me sad. Krabby Patties with jellyfish jelly.
Interesting. I did see this in my research, and I remember that episode when they put the jellyfish jelly on it.
And that random man sings a song.
Yep, I do remember that. SpongeBob is truly elite.
It really is.
And I almost put Pretty Patties on my list.
Yeah, Pretty Patties.
Because that's like one of my favorite SpongeBob episodes.
Yeah, so in this episode, I mean, Krabby Patties, we all know what that is, right? It's pretty much a burger, but I mean, there's this idea that it could be made from crab.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like this weird thing because obviously Mr. Krabs doesn't want the secret formula to get out.
Right.
The Krabby Patty is the shape of a crab trap. And all these different things, right? But let's assume that it's kind of just like a burger.
Yeah.
But the Krabby Patty... Oh, God. Oh, yep. You're destroying my leg. Sorry. I had to take a quick break there as small needles entered my flesh. But yeah, they're freaking brilliant.
You also have experimented with adding fruit stuff to burgers before.
Oh, I have, absolutely. You're totally right.
So it's pretty on brand for you.
So it's pretty much, yeah. I mean, obviously, not obviously, if you know SpongeBob, then you know that he loves to go jellyfishing, which is just like butterfly catching, kind of. I mean, he has a butterfly net. He catches the jellyfish, and then he lets them go. But sometimes he will, for lack of a better term, milk
to get the jelly.
Milk jellyfish, and it kind of sneezes and it gives up jelly.
Yeah.
He puts it in a jar, brings it into work, and on his lunch break, it's actually the fucking same. And these are both Nickelodeon shows. It's like the same as the secret sauce in terms of like the character Ed, played by Kel, is on his lunch break and he has his little secret sauce. He puts it on his thing and somebody notices and is like, "What are you doing?" And then it blows up from there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just, I mean, this guy, he goes in, he just, sure. Here's a little preview.
Amazing. I've got to tell someone about this. Hey, all you people. Hey, all you people. Hey, all you people, won't you listen to me? I just had a sandwich. No ordinary sandwich. A sandwich filled with jellyfish jelly.
Yep.
And I gotta say, the fact that every time they put the jelly on, and when they pick up the top bun, the jelly sticks.
Yeah.
It's like a booger. It just like sticks to the thing and then
like a cheese
slaps
pull.
back down.
Yeah.
I wanted to try it so bad. I just thought it was like, what an interesting idea. The idea of putting jelly Like if you make the assumption that it's purple, let's assume that it's like kind of like grape jelly.
Yeah.
I don't really know. Jellyfish jelly, right? Josh ate a jellyfish once. One of my best friends, Josh Rowe.
It's the last thing on planet Earth I thought you were going to say.
Anyway, yeah. It just looks good. And you're right, I have experimented with
I know the thing I always remember is something about blueberry on burgers, and then you had a friend over and she dropped it on the floor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was experimenting with a new kind of recipe. I wanted to try this thing, and I'm like pretty decent at like flavor profiles, like different flavors that go together well.
Yeah.
So I had this idea of doing a burger where I mix in a little bit of blueberry preserves or whatever. So it had like bits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I mixed that into the meat, and that's going to give it this kind of tart, but also sweet quality. And then also with a little bit of balsamic and a little bit of blue cheese.
Yeah.
And that would kind of round out these flavors. And I thought it was really good, actually. And I had a friend over, and I gave her one of the burgers because I only made 2, I think.
Yeah.
And she dropped it on the floor within milliseconds. Immediately dropped it on the floor. And then she was like, and she listens to the podcast, Ariel, so fucking here you go. Drop my goddamn burger. Don't think I forgot because Raven brought it up, so she knows.
I think about it all the time.
That's how much I talk about it. How mad I was that you dropped my fucking blueberry burger. And then instantly was like, let's go to New York. And I was like, what? She was like, let's go to New York City. Let's go to Manhattan. And we'll just be spontaneous. And I went because I felt so awkward saying no.
Oh, that's crazy. I would have never gone.
I hate being spontaneous. It's one of my worst qualities.
I hate going to New York and drop the hat.
I like from a distance, from the outside looking in, I have a lot of respect for people who are spontaneous. Who have that spontaneity to be able to just like, hey, let's just do this.
Yeah.
That's how Andrew is. Like, I am so far from that.
Yeah. I get it.
I need planning. I need structure.
Yeah.
I need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
It could be as little as like I sit down and mom's like, hey, can you get me a cup of coffee? And I'm like, oh, I wasn't really planning on doing that, but I guess.
Yeah. I'm very in the middle because like on days off, I'll like just think of something spontaneous that I want to do and just go do it myself.
Yeah.
But it's never a trip to New York. I hate going to New York. I never want to go because when people say to me, hey, do you want to go into the city? Like, let's just go. To me, what they're asking is, hey, do you want to go walk around for hours and not do anything fun and then pay a lot of money for something you probably won't really like? And then we'll come home? And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
That's kind of what happened. I mean, I just remember there being a point where I had to go pee.
Yeah.
And there's no public restrooms.
There's public restrooms.
Nowhere to pee.
No.
And I think finally we found like a McDonald's or something. And I had to like buy something in order to use the bathroom, but okay. And then I wore the wrong shoes. So my feet fucking were bleeding practically. Mm-hmm.
It's my life.
Yeah. See, I like New York and everything, but I need to go with a game plan. I can't go spontaneously because then you're just walking around doing nothing.
Yeah, which I don't want to do.
But if I go with a plan, then it's like, cool, we're hitting these food spots. They're all in this neighborhood. Blah, 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 blah. Good to go.
And low-key, a lot of the times, the people who ask me to go to the city, I'm like, you only want to go to the city so that you can make a Snapchat story and put your location as New York.
100%.
I know that's the only reason you want to go. And then we're going to come home. And I'm not going to have a good time. And I'm going to be mad. So, no.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about
There
New
are
York.
times, I mean, Manhattan especially is a little overrated for sure. That's why, like, these days, I don't give a fuck. There are still restaurants in Manhattan that I would like to go to.
See, if someone, Tony wants to go to this restaurant in New York called Butter, owned by Alex Gornishelli, the Food Network chef. If someone was like, do you want to go to New York to go to this restaurant called Butter?
Yeah.
I would be like, oh, we're going to a destination that happens to be in New York. Great. I'm on board.
Right.
But do you want to go to New York? Just means aimlessly walking around, which I don't like.
No.
So no.
No. And it really depends too. And I've gotten so much better about finding shoes that work and everything. Like the last time I went to New York, my friend Josh lives in Queens, but we kind of fucked around in Brooklyn mainly. We were like near Williamsburg, and that was kind of where we were. And I had tight black jogger sweatpants on that like I dressed up a little bit, kind of like what I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing gray sweatpants, a white t-shirt, but then like a dress shirt over it. I'm stealing Raven's strawberry earrings. Whatever, man.
Yeah.
Dressing up sweatpants. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But I had on like nice sneakers, and it was just like a really comfortable outfit.
Yeah.
It was perfect. I was fine with doing a little aimless walking.
Yeah.
Because Andrew, the way he put it is, he said he wanted to do some urban hiking.
Yeah, I would have been like, no.
It was.
I'm not doing that. Andrew, no hate, but no.
I know. But the nice thing is where we were, it was actually kind of nice. I mean, because you got to see like some cool artwork and graffiti and stuff like that. We got to walk around a park. We took breaks. So it wasn't like 2 hours of straight up fucking walking. It was like 20 minutes of walking. And then we go inside of a place and sit down and have a beer or have an appetizer or something.
That makes it way better.
Then another 20 minutes of walking. Stop at a bodega. Get a Martinelli's fucking apple juice. Another 20 minutes. Sit at a park bench. Like it was actually like I had a great time because we were stopping so often at various different things. Like look at this little dumpling place. Like let's get one dumpling each kind of thing. Like
that
I love
totally
that.
Different. Okay, are you ready for number one?
Yeah. Bring it on. Come on.
I don't know if you've even seen the movie that this is from, so it might not hit for you like it hits for me.
I mean, it's your number one. So
it's my number one.
Crazy. You tell me your number one, and then I'm gonna tell you what I'm so surprised didn't make your list.
Okay. The Lotus Flowers from Percy Jackson.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're my number one. I brought up a photo of real life lotus flower cookies that someone made.
I was gonna say real life, huh?
That's pretty
Those
much
look like cookies.
Yeah, no, real life lotus flower. Like we made the lotus flowers from Percy Jackson. That's like what they look like.
I haven't seen that movie in so long. So in my research, I did see that come up on multiple lists, and I was like, "Do they eat those? Like I don't remember them."
Logan Lerman holding a.
Oh, they really are just
lotus
like
flower
cookies.
Cookie.
He eats them. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they do eat them. And when they eat them,
I mean, I remember
they walk
that
into a casino.
The Odyssey.
They walk into a casino and they are immediately offered these cookies, and they take one bite, and you can see behind them that like blue, like that was not me.
That was me.
Blue like lights.
Excuse me. That was
like,
my stomach though.
Wave around behind them, and like it's like a giant swirl, and they start cracking up laughing, and they're like, you know what?
Trippiness.
I just watched this scene before, and they all are like, you know what would be a fantastic idea? Let's just stay here. Let's just stay for a while. And Percy Jackson, Logan Lerman is like, but I think we're on like an important mission. And they all start cracking up laughing, and they're like, but I don't remember. And they just like are in the casino just fucking chilling, having a great time, like totally forget about everything. That to me was the jam. That was my jam. Like those cookies look so good. They eat them and they're like, this is the best thing I've ever had in my life.
Yep.
And then they're fucking vibing for like the rest of the time in the casino. Like I would be all over that.
Yeah. It happens that came from the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Odysseus and his men land on an island inhabited. I'm saying all the syllables twice. Land on an island inhabited by the lotus eaters, a gentle people who only consume the fruit of the lotus plant. Those who eat the lotus fruit forget about returning home, preferring instead to hang out on the lotus island and eat lotus fruit.
I love
and
it.
Odysseus has to drag his sailors weeping back to the ship and tying them to the oars in order to escape the Lotus Eaters Island.
Yeah. I love it.
Incredible.
I want a lotus flower cookie. That's my number one.
Yeah. That's a really good one.
What did you think?
I think it's a good list.
No, what did you say that you're surprised is not on my list?
Oh, the hot chocolate from
Polar Express?
Polar Express.
I thought about it.
Yeah.
But hot chocolate always disappoints me.
Really?
Always.
That's so interesting to me.
I don't think I've ever had like very fancy hot chocolate, like from, you see like TikToks of people that are like in Paris and the hot chocolate looks like legitimately melted chocolate.
Yeah, where it's like
I've never had, yeah, like anywhere here in normal life where I've had hot chocolate, I always try it and I'm like, ugh, I should just have coffee. Like this hot chocolate is not, it's just so blah.
Yeah.
So that's why the hot chocolate from Polar Express didn't make the cut, even though I love that movie and I love that scene.
Yeah.
And it's probably fantastic hot chocolate.
Super true.
But
no, I mean that, you know, particularly, of course. Like that is the pinnacle of hot chocolate, I imagine. It's going to be able to hit all those things that you can't hit. I don't know. And then just really quickly, some honorable mentions, if I may. Mm-hmm. Fucking anything from Studio Ghibli.
I know the Ponyo
No
ramen
Faces Feast
did.
I haven't seen it, but I've done in my research. Kiki's Delivery Service has an entire bakery.
They do.
There's an old Steve Martin movie that neither of us have seen, I guarantee, called The Jerk. And in it, I only know this because of my research. Yeah. In it, he has what looks like a cup of noodles, but it's a cup of pizza. And that was on almost every list. Yeah. And I was like, that does sound interesting. Lion Witch in the Wardrobe, Turkish Delights.
Turkish Delights. That kind only didn't make my list because I've heard people say that Turkish Delights are gross. I also have heard that, and they do look good in that movie. He like gives up his family for some Turkish Delights, so you're like, that shit's probably great.
Insane. Here's one that didn't make my list, but I've seen it make many lists. The Imaginary Feast from Hook. Yeah, that didn't make my list either. It just looks like weirdly colored custards and fucking blue mashed potatoes or whatever. And no offense, I absolutely not. Yeah. No, thank you. That looks unappetizing. Scooby Snacks. Yeah. Those didn't make my list because growing up, they always reminded me of Cheez-Its, which I don't like. Oh, see, I just think of Scooby Snacks as dog treats, and I was like, I don't want that. Yeah, that too. Birdie Bott's Every Flavor Beans, no thank you. Technically, we have those in real life. Yeah, we do. I don't want to try things that taste like vomit or whatever. Like that's fucking disgusting. I also don't like jelly beans. I like jelly beans, but yeah, and then they had like lembas bread from Lord of the Rings, and I was like, that sounds decent, but also it's like you're supposed to have one bite and it fills you up, man. I don't know. No, thank you. But okay, that's it. Let's get Olive and the cats and everything. My face is also really heating up. Oh. My face is incredibly flushed right now. It feels so hot. That happens to me sometimes. Yeah, I feel like I need to go outside and just like cool off. All right. It's weird. It just hit me like a hot flash. I'm going through male menopause. Goodness gracious. All right. Okay. Well, gang, let us know what your top favorite fictional foods are. We would love to hear it. What movies and TV shows and cartoons and books do you have different memories regarding food and snacks and candies and stuff of that nature? Let us know. Send us an email, hessyandmaven@gmail.com, or reach out to us on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, Hessy and Maven, one word. We would love to hear from you guys, you know? And again, we really want to make this podcast into a full-time thing where we can focus on it, come out with more material, come out with other content, maybe create a Patreon where we're doing extra stuff, not just the podcast, not just these YouTube versions of the podcast, but really make it into something. So that we're going to need your help. You have to tell your friends and family. You have to sit them down and tell them why podcasts are awesome. Yeah. Why they are worthwhile. And why ours is especially so. That being said, thank you guys for listening to another episode of Hessy and Maven. Please tune in next time where we talk about something else. Bye. 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 Bye.